Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the NXP EdgeVerse Techcast. This is where all of you continue to come and explore the tools and technology that NXP puts together to support our processors and microcontrollers. As always, I'm Kyle Dando, one of your hosts, and I'm joined by the better-looking, much more intelligent, and bright-eyed Bridgette Stone.
Ooh, someone's in a good mood today. Thanks,
That's right.
Kyle. Hi, everyone. It's Bridgette. Today, we're digging into a topic that's seen major momentum this year, the evolution of the MCUXpresso extension for Visual Studio Code. It's grown from a solid starting point into a feature-rich, developer-focused environment. And to walk us through that journey, we're excited to welcome back our friend and ecosystem product manager, Jose Ocampo Hernandez.
Hey, Jose. Welcome back. The last time you joined us, the extension was gaining early traction. Can you give us a sense of where things stood a year ago?
Absolutely. It's great to be back. So the extension was functional and foundational. What we had there was basic project management, early Zephyr and Matter support, and initial integration with the MCUXpresso installer. Now, debugging was improving, but it still relied on migrating from Microsoft's adapter to Cortex debug. We were just introducing features like the RTOS views, board switching, and hierarchical memory analysis. So developer feedback was pouring in, and we were listening closely.
All right, Jose, so let's fast forward. Today, the extension feels considerably more mature. What would you say are the biggest leaps forward?
Well, stability has improved significantly. We've resolved issues like long Windows paths and terminal environment inconsistencies. Usability is better too. IntelliSense is way faster. We have drag and drop support in place, and SDK versions are clearly shown during import. Integration is tighter with MCUXpresso configuration tools, the secure provisioning tool, and multi-core SDK projects. Everything from build configuration GUIs to probe-specific debug attributes, we focus on making the extension intuitive and more powerful.
So it really does sound like you said, Jose, that the extension's grown up and it's now a full development platform. You mentioned earlier that the feedback was flowing in. Can you talk about how that developer feedback has played a role in all these improvements you've talked about?
Yeah, the feedback is massive. Feedback has been driving improvements like better error handling, clear UI elements, and support for advanced workflows. We added enhancements to features like debugging views, image info, Matter virtual environment handling, and GitHub tag branch selection. The extension is now more resilient, flexible, and collaborative thanks to the community.
Yeah, so the community's been critical. This was not NXP sitting in a vacuum trying to guess what the customers want. We're actually developing and building this platform alongside our users.
Exactly. Co-creation here is a secret sauce.
All right, Jose, let's talk workflows because development today isn't just compile, debug, repeat. How is the extension supporting things like CI/CD, test automation, or remote collaboration?
That's a great question. We've invested heavily here. GitHub integration is now central. Developers can automate builds and tests using GitHub Actions. Docker support enables reproducible environments. VS Code's remote development tools like SSH, WSL, and really containers are fully compatible.
All right, so let's maybe ask you a little bit more of a personal question, Jose. Aside from the Dodgers, boo Dodgers, I'm still a little upset about that one.
Yeah, go Dodgers.
All right. The Giants are going to come back. What's one feature with VS Code, or maybe a fix that's come in recently, that you're especially proud of that you and the team have been working on for the past year?
You know, Kyle, I'm very proud of the entire project, honestly. I'm very proud of our team. And if I had to pick a feature that the team has implemented that really sets us apart is how well source control is managed. For example, I can clone the MCUXpresso SDK and update with the click of a button, or through the command line, or through a custom manifest using West. When it comes to working on different projects, I can also have private repos that I can easily switch between without ever leaving my workspace. I can take full advantage of these Git workflows as well as all the development tools that I need all in one place.
Thanks for sharing that, Jose. Very cool that we get to peek behind the curtain and see what you and the team are very proud of. And before we wrap up, I want to hit on a fun topic, and that's personalization. Developers love flexibility. Tools should adapt to them, not the other way around. How is the extension enabling that kind of customization?
Ooh, this is another great question. So here at NXP, we have many different people working on different applications. Naturally, that means that their requirements are different and hence their needs are different. With that said, VS Code as a platform, it allows for users to change themes, move panels, but these are things that are standard across development environments. Something a bit more interesting might be the ability to create multiple workspaces with different configurations or settings, or even better, to set up completely different profiles. To give you a concrete example, if we have engineer A, they can set up their workspace to utilize only the memory management and debugging tools specifically, while engineer B can set up their workspace to manage peripherals amongst other items. To close on this question, I want to add that we have integrated experimental features like the drag and drop file support for users to really decide if that's something that they want in their workflow to streamline their project development. These experimental features can be toggled on and off by the users and are typically announced in the extension changelog. Now, these improvements mean that developers can shape the extension around the workflow and satisfy their own needs.
Well, it really feels like the extension is growing alongside the developer, not dictating how they should work.
Absolutely. Great update, Jose. The improvements made with VS Code over the past year really have been driven by the customer feedback and taken it to where developers can use VS Code to develop with NXP products from start to finish. They'll get all the tools they expect. I really liked how you pointed out the Git integration. I believe NXP has one of the tightest integrations with GitHub to allow people to manage source code. I think that our listeners should definitely go out and evaluate the NXP MCUXpresso for VS Code extension.
Fully agree, Kyle. Faster workflows, richer customization, more automation, tighter integration. This is the kind of evolution that saves time and removes headaches. Jose, thanks again for coming back and joining us today.
It was great to be back. Thank you guys for having me on. And to all the listeners, make sure to go check out MCUXpresso for VS Code.
All right. And if you want to try it out for yourself, Jose, we'll put those links in the episode description. You've done some excellent getting started training guides on the MCUXpresso training hub, so we'll put that in there as well. For all of you listening, if you have any feedback, especially on VS Code, we'd love to hear. Put it in the comments, and we'll want to know what you want us to work on next.
Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next EdgeVerse Techcast.